Hello friends, my name is Jenna and I just turned 25 a couple days ago, so I wanted to share 25 lessons that I have learned in 25 years of life. The first lesson is to explore your world. How often are there such hidden gems in a hometown that you maybe grew up in your entire life? And 3 streets down there's a restaurant that you never knew was there, or if you just drove 2 hours south then you would find crazy hot springs. So I really would encourage you and have learned to explore the world directly around you. Lesson number 2 is to value home. I would say that this is something I did not value when I was 18, 19, 20. I wanted to explore, I wanted to get away from home, I didn't want to be stuck in the small town, but even though there is a time for exploration and those things are so good and they are character building, there's also something to be valued and treasured about home. 3 is to dream big. I feel like humans, we limit ourselves more than anyone else around us. If we believe that we can or believe that we cannot, we are right. So if I set my standard right here, then I will go to meet that standard. But if I set my standard over here, I'm going to go to meet that standard. So I have really learned to dream big because I will reach and I will meet whatever it is that I have dreamed. Lesson number 4 is to say I love you often. As much as you're feeling it, as much as sometimes you're not even feeling it, because you never know when it's going to be your last moments with someone. So to your friends, to your family, to your dog, to your cat, to your significant other, say I love you as much as possible. 5 is to learn when to take pictures of things. When looking back on a really special day or an event, I always wanted more pictures of the people that were there, and any kind of landscape photo, or if you're at a zoo taking pictures of animals, you do not care, or at least personally me, I do not care about those photos. I care about soaking in the moment when it is there. The 6th lesson is to soak in moments, and there have been a few really pivotal times where I knew I was in a moment that would never be repeated. I would never be in that place again. In those moments, I sat and I said, okay, right now, this moment right here, I'm going to mentally log everything that's happening. I'm going to be very present and I'm going to remember this moment. Number 7 is to try every food once. And one of my pet peeves in life are picky eaters. I just don't relate to it, and I don't understand when people can be afraid to try food. It's not just that they have tried it and they know, they don't like squash or they don't like shrimp, but it's the fear of trying something new that I don't understand. By giving myself that rule, I have tried some things that I normally probably would not have put in my mouth. Like oysters, I was pretty sure I was not gonna like oysters. I told myself I would try oysters. Still, I can't eat them without crackers because they're like boogers, but I have tried oysters and I'm so glad that I did because I realized that I can eat them with a saltine and lots of hot sauce. Number 8 is to forgive quickly. And there's just something about holding grudges that really takes off years from your life, especially when it comes to people who have done you wrong, and especially when it comes to people who aren't sorry. Number 9 is to take leaps of faith. I took a massive leap of faith when I chose to go to the school that I did, moving from northern Nevada to southern California, and I prayed about it and felt like I was supposed to go there. And it was one of the biggest blessings, but if I wouldn't have been able to take that leap of faith, I would have never discovered what was in store for me. Number 10 is to own your own mistakes. It's easy to deflect when you've done something wrong or to not take ownership of it, but when you have realized that you have done something wrong, you need to ask forgiveness of someone, you need to repair the damage that was done. You become an adult in those moments. Lesson number 11 is that being defensive is ugly, especially when you're someone who prizes justice, and I really prize justice. So when someone accuses you of something that you feel like isn't fully your fault, to take ownership of that thing without defending yourself is something that is so difficult. Number 12 is to not hold on to anchors. Don't hold on to things that are constantly bringing you down. That might be in the form of people. It might be in the form of hobbies, of a career path, over a major, but whatever it is, whatever the item is, if something is constantly bringing you down and you're holding on to something, it's going to drown you with it. Number 13 is something that I've learned kind of recently, and it is a bit controversial, but I will say it with a grain of salt, and that is that there is no such thing as good debt. Debt helps you get more debt, really, like that credit score, that good credit score, helps you get even larger forms of debt. So it helps you in the loop, but in order to escape the loop, it's a whole new mindset. Most of us look at a car and we think, okay, I can afford the monthly payment for that car. But if you can't really afford the grand total of that car, you can't afford the car. Lesson number 14 is to listen to your body. Sometimes your body doesn't always need you to destroy it at the gym. Sometimes it needs like an hour-long yoga class. Lesson number 15 is that it can wait. Whatever you're doing in life, whatever you're rushing between, whether it's, from the gym to work to a dinner with friends, but truly when you look at it and you look and realize the consequences of not doing those things, odds are that it can wait, whatever it is. Lesson number 16 is don't hoard compliments. Give the compliment out and don't hold it in. Lesson number 17 is to travel as often as possible. I feel like a lot of people leave traveling or push it off until later in life. Maybe they think like, once I retire, I'm going to go on a cross-country road trip. Or as soon as I graduate college, I'll backpack through Europe. And maybe those things will happen, but maybe they won't. We never know when our last day is gonna be. So traveling as far and as often as possible is going to make you rich in experiences, something that no one can ever take away from you. Number 18, peer pressure is silly. We're not meant to be little clone sheep of each other. We're meant to be our own people. Peer pressure from everyone who is young, who is around you, to believe a certain thing, to listen to a certain kind of music, to say a certain kind of, funny thing, or catch on to a certain kind of meme or TikTok or whatever it might be. Peer pressure is silly. Be your own unique person, because you're only going to enhance the world around you. Lesson number 19 is to form opinions slowly. Just be very, very conscious to take in all the information, every perspective possible, every story possible, because odds are you'll be way more educated as a result, and you'll be quick to listen and slow to speak. Lesson number 20 is to murder your darlings. Take what you think might be the most precious part of that created material, whether that's a title, whether it's a paragraph that you think is so funny, whether it's an anecdote that you think is brilliant, and if it is not contributing to your overall goal, take it out. Lesson 21, drink wisely. Enough said. Lesson 22, other people's opinions do not define your value. When someone says something about you or to you that's negative or hurtful or hateful, those things do not determine your value as a person. Lesson number 23 is to get outside as often as possible. We were specially created just like this world was created, and there is something harmonious and magical that happens when we go out into nature and we go out into the world. Lesson number 24, actively do what scares you. Go bungee jumping, go skydiving, swim to the bottom of the ocean or as far as you can go down there, but do what scares you. You will only grow as a person. Lesson 25, surround yourself with good people. I truly believe that you are the sum total of the 5 people you surround yourself with the most. So whether it's your family, your friends, your significant other, determine if they're bringing you up or pushing you down, and surround yourself with people who will make you into the best version of yourself that you possibly can be. So those are 25 lessons I have learned in 25 years of life. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.